I kind of roped these three into it really quick. And this is mainly for our memories, but Luke and I were talking the other day that we are coming up on a whole new decade. And I can't believe a decade has already passed. And it just got me thinking when we were driving back from sledding, how much has happened in these past 10 years and where we were 10 years ago. And so I thought it would be fun if we sat down, and I'm going to airplay a few photos that I've found throughout my phone on 10 years ago. So you guys are going to see me scrolling through my phone. I'm going to airplay it for the kids, and we're going to kind of talk about it. And I'll try and share the image up once we go and edit so you guys can hear what we're talking about and see some of these. But you've only known us for a year and a half now on YouTube, and I think we also want to remember this time with the kids. So I thought it would be fun to do a video kind of reminiscing back.
We only have to do one of these every decade.
Sure. Because did you know in this past 10 years, we've seen our kids go from toddlers, infant toddler stage, to now a tween teen. And I think we're going to be a little shocked when we go back to 2010. Luke is fixing the TV really quick, but while Dad is doing that, I want you guys to think about, what do you guys remember 10 years ago? Do you guys remember anything?
Yes.
What?
I don't remember
You
exactly
remember
10 years ago, but I
when you
remember
were
a lot
2?
of stages. Oh, probably.
You were
yeah.
3 and he was 2.
I think they say that the earliest human memories are from about 2 to 3 years old.
Okay.
I remember.
Well, it's going to be interesting to show the kids what they looked like 10 years ago. Okay, are you ready?
What kind of haircut do I have?
You didn't have much to work with.
Good Lord!
So this is 10 years ago, guys. It was December 2010. Well, yeah. And
Well, November 2009, which means
so,
exactly
yeah.
10 years ago almost.
Yeah, almost.
Just 10 years and a month.
So look at you guys. Now, when I see this picture, you want to know what comes to mind?
What?
In the past decade, I think we have the biggest personality show of Kenya at this age, when she went into her little rant of, I don't want to take a nap and I prove it.
I prove it.
That happened right around this time. Do we still have that video?
Yes.
And that is something we want to remember, because at a very early age, Kenya was just very outgoing, and she knew what she wanted, and she let you know it. But she was still the sweetest little girl. And Lincoln, when I see this face, you were in the back of that car the same time that happened. You were going, Nana's house?
Nana's house? Nana's house?
I don't like nap and I don't want it. I prove it.
How are you going to prove it?
Well, I just want to go to my cousin's house with no naps.
Well, I can't decide what I'm going to do yet.
Well, we have to ask Aunt Sarah, but she said yes.
Well, but I'm Mommy.
I think I'm going to make a decision that we have a nap.
No.
What are you going to do?
I don't want a nap and I prove it.
Alright. But what about the decision?
I don't want a decision about naps, about waking up.
What's your decision?
Well, my decision is my waking up nap.
I think we should go take a nap at home.
No. I don't want to go take a nap
But
and I
your
prove
body
it.
needs a nap because you need rest.
I don't need to.
Because you're going to go on an airplane tonight.
Dad, I prove it and I don't like naps and I prove it.
What do you mean you prove it?
Well, that's what we need to do. We have to go to my cousin's house and go play for a little bit, and then we're gonna go home and take a nap.
We are?
Yes.
We're going to take a nap tonight?
No, after we get home. Okay, this is what we need to do. We have to come back to our cousin's house and go home, and that's what we need to do.
Well, I think we're going to take a nap.
No. I don't want to take a nap, and I prove it. Us.
Well, Mommy has to make a decision.
Us. Okay. Us. That's fine.
Can you help Mommy make a decision?
I can.
Can you help her?
Sure, I can help her.
Okay, go ahead.
Mom, after we play with our cousins, we can go take a nap on the airplane, okay?
But what if you don't go to sleep on the airplane?
Get on the airplane, okay?
Do you understand the reason why I want you to take a nap is so you're not grumpy?
Well, I'm happy. See? I'm smiling.
But what am I going to do if you get grumpy?
Well, I won't get grumpy this time when I won't get on the airplane, but I will. But I don't want a nap, and I prove it. I don't want a nap. I said no, and I don't want a nap.
Now, when I said 10 years ago, do you guys think you were that small?
No.
It's crazy.
Oh! I literally
When
don't
you look
believe
back
that
on
at
this.
all.
I remember Lincoln's personality being very, yeah, but he was also just kind of quiet and calm most of the time. Like, he had his moments, but for the most part, he was a pretty easygoing kid, I think.
Yeah.
And then Lincoln had his
Hold on.
I
Let me
like
find
that.
better. There,
Pacifiers.
this one's better.
Lincoln had his pacifiers
Yeah.
in his mouth, and he loved those things. So we
Oh
found
my gosh.
these pacifiers that had his name on them. So we bought them, and sometimes he would just double fist it.
Yeah, I mean, I would come in his room in the morning, and you were so funny. You would have both of those in your mouth. You were just all like, here I am. It was funny. I'm like, hi. And then, you guys still love to do this.
Oh. Yeah.
Look at you guys.
Pink and blue.
They like to play in the snow.
And in Illinois, that's our old house in Illinois. So,
What a great backyard we had.
oh my
too.
gosh. And you guys would go out there, and I'd be so cold. But we always had good snow.
Yeah, we did, and then we had that big pond in the back, and sometimes we'd venture out on the ice when it was really cold.
Daddy would. I wouldn't. 10 years ago, we lost Jonah.
Yeah, that's
February
right.
2010.
Jonah was the first dog
So,
that Jill and
yeah.
I ever had,
I remember
and he was a Cocker Spaniel. And this would have been before 2009 because we were still. That picture is from. Oh no, that's from. Sorry, that is from Illinois. I thought that was from Denver.
No, it's
Um,
from Illinois.
Yeah, because Kenya wasn't.
Yeah,
in Denver.
she didn't. She wasn't born in Denver.
But Jonah was a good dog.
February 3rd, 2010 is when we posted that picture because that's the day we had to put him down.
Yeah,
that. I remember
it
the
was
day
a tough day.
the day you had to put him
Putting
down.
a dog down.
You had
The
me.
hard thing to do.
You had me brush him one last time.
Yeah.
Look, she still
From
loves
an
to-
early age, she loved to pretend she was drinking coffee. Of course, that age we didn't let her have coffee, but
Well, you let me have a couple sips of yours.
not that age. I
And
don't
then
think.
mom would be like,
And I
"Stop!
had
She's
my-
gonna bounce off the
Remember I had
walls."
my little Lego table in
Yeah,
the background?
yeah.
I always remember.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, Lincoln was always willing to feed you his food.
Like, you wanna have this?
I can't remember. What are you eating there?
Pancakes, it looks like.
Something. Oh, look. Here.
Oh, here's Penny and Lincoln on St. Patrick's Day.
My dad's telling me what.
That's a pretty good shot there, actually. Kenya has something on her hand there.
What do I have in my mouth? That was me.
That's you, buddy.
You had that look on your face a lot, Lincoln.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so cute!
2010 St. Patrick's Day. So that would have been a little less than 10
March.
years ago.
Yeah. Oh, do you guys remember the petting zoo?
Yes.
No.
Look at you guys. So, remember Randall Oaks Petting Zoo?
Yes.
That one was right near our house.
Oh, can you read?
Lincoln, oh,
little Lincoln.
there's him showing
Oh my
his
goodness.
piloting at an early
Go to
age.
bed.
That was that near Randall Oaks in the back. There was these
That's Randall
secret
Oaks
parks.
Park.
No,
Yeah.
there was these hidden parks that we
Yeah.
found that nobody knew about, and they were way in the back. And so we would drive back there on some road that we weren't even supposed to drive on, I think.
Right?
And it had a nice playground, and it was always empty because nobody even knew it was
Yeah.
there. It was so weird. But I remember that day, guys. I remember getting on the teeter-totter with you and showing you how to use it.
Yeah.
If one of you sat on the other end, you still weren't big enough to really do that.
Yeah. Look at that. That's mom and not That's Mom and I. Look.
There's Jill and Kenya.
Oh, in our back patio. We always hung out on the back patio.
Yeah.
We had a lot of really
I
nice,
remember all of us building the fire pit.
Yep, we built our own fire pit. There's little Lincoln having breakfast out there. The thing about Chicago, though, even though we had a beautiful back patio, there wasn't a ton of time in the year that you could actually use it because, I mean, you could use it, but it wasn't always very comfortable. There's a couple weeks in the spring and a couple weeks in the fall where it was kind of perfect. But in the summer, the bugs got so bad, especially being next to that
Oh
pond.
my gosh, yeah.
You would have to, just to go hang out outside, you'd have
Yeah.
to douse yourself in bug spray, and then it rained a lot in Chicago too, so.
Okay. Now you remember this?
That's the day we brought Reagan.
This is the day we brought Reagan home, and this is why we bought Reagan, why I picked him out, because he was a beautiful little black puppy. And now,
Here, Reagan.
he's, like, literally, once he got out of puppy stage, he was gray like this. This is his permanent color.
Yeah.
But I was so disappointed because that's why I bought Reagan, and that's why I picked you out, Reagan. Is because you were cute and you had black fur, and then it turned gray. But man, did those kids love that doggy.
Oh, they still love him.
Oh,
So good old Reagan. But you turned silver. What's up with that? Huh? We had a dog of a different color. Do you know how hard it is to get a puppy and 2 kids to look at the camera? And then Kenya found the spotlight.
at a very young age.
What?
I'll never forget this routine. It was boots were made for walking.
It was clearly her dancing debut, and she
Oh my.
owned the show. No, actually, she didn't. She did her part. She, just like with all the other girls, she did a great job. She already had a little stage confidence, though, going in, I would say.
She was fearless. She did not care at all.
Wait, is there any video?
No, there's no video of it,
Was that
but you know, back then we didn't have video cameras everywhere.
Yeah,
we were lucky to have.
Yeah.
We were lucky to have a cell phone camera back then. Oh yeah, this was the moment she realized that she can get trophies and flowers.
I'm crossing my eyes.
No, you're just staring at that trophy.
And Lincoln had given you those flowers. Here's 4th of July. And we always went to Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow had the best fireworks around. Those shows were like 20 minutes long, maybe seemed like longer, but we would always get there super early. Sometimes we'd go get KFC ahead of time, except that one time, remember, Lincoln?
Yeah, I remember one time we
When
went
they
to KFC and
We were out of KFC.
they're out of Kentucky.
They ran out of chicken.
They said we don't have any chicken. I think you said this is KFC, right? I was like, oh my gosh. So
Kids have a lot of fun though.
Yeah.
We would bring activities and just play around on the
look at that.
grass.
Do you remember this birthday, Luke?
I do. We rented a boat. I can't remember what
Fine.
lake we were on though. But we rented a boat for my birthday
The cousins were
and we
there?
went out. Oh, I know. We was up on Chain of Lakes.
Yes, Chain of Lakes.
And we rented a pontoon boat. And Sarah and Solo and the kids were with us. And
That's Belle.
there's Belle. Yeah,
Oh
she
my
looks pretty young.
goodness.
Wow, she's
then-
tiny.
And then we, oh, my mom and dad were there too, I think, right?
Yeah. let me-
Wow, that must have been a really big boat.
Look at Judah.
Yeah.
Judah was pretty young.
Wow.
So that was a lot of fun.
He's
though.
about the same age.
Done that
He's
a
sitting
few,
on Nana's lap.
We've done that a few times for my birthday when we rent a boat.
Yeah.
He was about the same age as Eli right now.
Eating popsicles.
Oh, that's good. That was
Summertime.
Summertime, always hot in Chicago.
Very humid. Just missed the green grass though. We had so much green
Oh,
grass around our house.
yeah. So the one time Mom tried to let you climb a tree.
That didn't work out very well.
We're like, hey, why can't we get up this thing? It's not working.
2010 was another big year.
Oh yeah.
This young lady had her first day of preschool.
Look at my face. I was
Lincoln
like,
was more excited than she was.
I'm like,
Okay,
hey,
we
we're
just have
going
to stop for a
away.
second though, because literally that shirt of his is the most memorable shirt. Captain Awesome. He wore that shirt all the time. I think he still wears it sometimes.
I think actually I saved it, buddy.
I hope you saved that one.
Yeah.
That shirt though, Captain
Oh,
Awesome, and he
yeah.
would read the shirt to people like Lincoln, what does your shirt say? He'd go, Captain Awesome. You tell everybody.
I'm
what
gonna
shirt
give
is.
that to my kids someday.
Okay, side note, Captain Awesome t-shirt. But this was Kenya's first day of preschool or kindergarten. Preschool, and
First day of school.
she had a
And
scared look
look.
on her face, as you can see. But she was not scared at all, actually. She loved it. She was excited to go. Not very apprehensive at all.
There's Miss Pam.
I think it was probably a lot harder on Mommy than it was on Kenya.
Yeah, here I am. I'm trying not to cry.
It was cool, though. Nice school. Westminster was the school in Elgin.
You guys, in this past decade, went to your first wedding. And this is your cousin's wedding.
Yep, my cousin Nathan
And-
in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yeah, and they just had their first baby.
And they
this year.
just had a baby. This is my cousin's wedding, and the kids looked adorable.
I remember I remember going up to the bride and she held me. I don't know why.
And then they got to be there with Grandma and Grandpa David, and they always loved being with Grandma and Grandpa David.
Aww.
We're all looking at the camera.
I think
Wow.
Lincoln looks a little like Grandpa David in that picture.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And actually, Kenny looks a lot like Grandma David in
Yeah.
that picture.
Oh, and this. I remember this from the wedding.
oh.
Lincoln loved my feet, and he wouldn't leave my feet.
I don't remember that.
I do. And he kept hugging my feet.
That's funny, actually. I wonder why I don't remember that.
Oh, what?
But you know what he
think that
really
was
loved?
hot.
You know what he loved to do more
My
than anything is play with your ears. It didn't
Yes.
matter who you were. If you sat next to Lincoln when he was this age, he would reach up and he would grab your ears and he would just rub your ears. I just loved to rub on your ears. So funny.
You guys remember the pumpkin patches?
Yes.
Yes.
Now just starts.
Every year, they had the best pumpkin patches
Oh,
and apple
yeah.
orchards in Chicago.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness.
Yes.
there were so many of them and all of them were good. I mean, the only downside, if anything, was that they started getting a little bit expensive to get in, but
Yeah.
It was
there was
worth it.
roadside pumpkin patches that were like free to just walk through. It was
Right,
really
and then
nice.
you just, yeah.
But that was always a lot of fun.
This was the Thanksgiving that started it all.
That's right. The
This
first,
is the Thanksgiving.
that was 10 years ago. Well,
That was 10 years
a
ago.
little bit less.
That's the first Thanksgiving we got together and the norovirus
The
broke out.
reason why I don't like slushies.
This past decade I started my cake pop.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when I was searching back through photos in 2010, there was a lot of pictures of your baking creations, and so that was the year when Jill really started getting into making cake pops, and even sort of doing them as a business and starting an
Yeah.
at-home baking business. But boy, you did a lot of cake pops those couple of years in there.
Yeah. It
I mean,
was
thousands and thousands of
insane.
cake pops,
Yeah.
probably.
Okay, this was one of the big snowstorms.
Yeah, we had a pretty big one.
So, you guys, Mommy helped you build this. And this was a huge
that.
snowstorm. So watch, it wasn't even done yet. There's your snowman.
Oh, that's right. We had a lot of snow that year.
This is your first swipe.
Oh,
And remember, he's 6'4", so look where that snow's hitting him.
yeah.
I'm wearing
So
makeup.
we dressed up.
So this wasn't Halloween. This was just
No,
dress
it
up
was just
for fun.
because
Hey,
it's
look
been
mine.
so snowy, and so I entertained them that day and let them dress up and put makeup on them. 10 years ago, whether you guys know it or not, we officially started what I called Camp David, and we invited the cousins to come stay with us. And then
Best
they
picture ever.
they just heard, that's Micah, heard he was going to come on an airplane with me. And him, Luca, Belle, and Judah stayed with us for
A week.
a week, an entire week. And they rode on the airplane with me.
We had a lot of fun.
Here's Luca.
like this.
He looks
And-
like Eli.
That whole week, here's you and Belle, Kenya.
Oh.
Yep.
You guys had a blast. So we kept him for a whole week, and we had fun. We did lots of fun activities.
Build-A-Bear. I remember that Build-A-Bear.
But I remember that you called that week Camp David, and that's when the name sort of...
Well, they made shirts,
Stuck.
yeah. Remember?
Yeah, they even had
you
t-shirts
took-
that said
Now
Camp
you
David.
took Judah to his first Cubs game.
Yep.
Oh.
There was like activities planned every day that week, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. We did a lot of spoiling our nieces and nephews that week.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And then their mom and dad came back and you guys all rode together in the 4th of July parade with
That's
your
right.
bikes.
Look at my little sunglasses. I'm like, oh yeah.
Look at Lincoln. He's got stars on his helmet.
I'm like, yay!
So that was 10 years ago, but a lot of other things have happened in this past decade. You guys have really grown up.
I know they always say time flies, but it's pretty incredible to think about 10 years ago, how different the kids were and how small they were. And you have to parent so much differently at that age, so probably that big transition into parenting the way we parent, you know,
Yeah.
preteens and teenagers, such a different approach you have to have. Big change too, I think, in the last 10 years was the big move out here. We can't underestimate how big that was
Oh my
because
goodness.
we had been the kids knew nothing but Chicago for 10 years, the first 10 years of their lives, and then we picked up and moved out here, and we're now 3 years, almost exactly 3 years out here, and I think we've settled in pretty well.
Yeah. So think about this. Had it been 10 years ago and the 4 of us would have sat down like this, Lincoln, you would have just barely been speaking full sentences. Kenya, you too. What would happen 10 years from now? Think 10 years down the road. We're going to be empty nesters.
I'd be
Depending
23.
on whether or not we can kick these two out of the nest. Lincoln will be 21, and Kenya will be 23 years old. So,
Hopefully married by then.
What are you going to be doing? Hopefully married?
Okay, let's
Jeez.
slow down a little bit here.
Well, we got married I was 23 when I got married, so I guess I can't
Okay.
say anything about that, but
I want you guys to think about this in the next decade that's coming up. You're going to have already learned how to drive, be done with school, and starting your adult lives.
10 years doesn't seem like that long ago, does it? Well, it won't seem like that long ago 10 years from now when we look back.
I can't believe that I'm saying in another 10 years our children are going to be in their 20s.
It'll happen very fast. So we gotta enjoy the time we have, right? Make all the memories we can. Live every minute, right?
It's going to be so much different.
Yeah, I think things will be a lot different in 10 years, but that's the fun of it, right?
Guys, it's been an amazing last decade, and here's to a brand new decade. I look forward to the adventures that this next 10 years brings for all of us. And you guys have so much more in front of you, and I can't wait to see the next 10 years, what it brings for both of you. And I can't wait to spend the next 10 years with you.
It's gonna be fun, we know that.
Guys, we thank you for watching this episode with us. We wish you all a happy new year.
Bye. Thanks for
Bye.
watching.